All right, here I am again, live stream of consciousness broadcast, talking about some things. And one thing that I want to talk about is, something that happened while I wasn't even online, wasn't even paying attention, that sort of, illustrates um, some of the stuff that I'm dealing with this particular corner, this sector, this group, this nest, that I happened upon 2 years ago. The news of today, I'm just giving like the troll section of my daily news to YouTube, because YouTube is the place where I've discovered that some people's entire world is trolling other people. Um, so anyway, what is happening right now is, whilst I was otherwise occupied, not even paying attention, Jemima reposts his little opus with his little acorn and his little brown stream, and he reposts it and it gets flagged down. I don't ask anybody to flag it. I don't know who flags it. I just know that it went up and it went down from other people letting me know it was up, and still yet other people letting me know it was down. Yesterday, the video that was posted, I was notified by somebody else that it was up, and I was notified by somebody else that it was down, So, but to hear these insecure gentlemen tell it, I'm the puppet master, Now, there are other women who have been using YouTube, who have hooked up with guys online. And I think this has given hope to some of these like more reclusive, ugly dudes. I think there's been sort of like a cavalcade of thirst ever since the Fitz-Deleu hookup. This was around the time that I first encountered the nest. I was not really aware that anybody was really like connected in a really cohesive manner. I'd like to think that my presence has actually brought that cohesive unit closer together. As much as there are some people who hate to admit that, I know that I've definitely done some work purposefully, because I've done that. I'm like, you know what, these people are thinking that they're far apart, and they really need to understand that they're in this same little nest together, and that the nest is about this big and there's about this many people in it. It's not an entire planet. You guys are not Black Planet. You're not. If I can sit here and name you, that means that you can't possibly encompass every black person in the United States, right? And the other thing that I find within this particular nest is more evidence of that kind of delusion. This little nest, we represent how everyone thinks. And everyone has to act like us. And if everyone doesn't act like us, there's something wrong with them, and they need to be judged by us. They need to be abused by us. And I'm talking about, the little tribe dancing around the shit pyre within the center of the nest. Within the outer perimeter of the nest, there's a mixture of people. There are way outside and up in the trees, there are obstinate observers, people who continue to watch. They call it how they see it whenever they want to. They use names or they don't, but they're definitely watching. And then there are the people, within that perimeter who are getting involved. They're stepping in and stepping out. They're stepping in and stepping out. Seems to be sort of a half and half. There's a half that steps in because they're tabloid junkies and they're messy. And there's a half I think that I belong to, that half that steps in because they see some injustice that needs to be dealt with, and they don't mind, whatever hazmat I got to put up to take care of this mess is par for the course on this planet, unfortunately. I decided to be here. I just as much decided to be here in as much as I was gifted with the opportunity to be here. That is my feeling. That is my idea. That is my, spiritual understanding of my existence, It is here for me. I am driving it, but certainly I didn't come from only myself. I'm not surrounded by only myself, so I'm also here for other people. When I go somewhere to get something, it's because someone has provided with their energy a good or a service for me, So I understand that other people's contribution is important and necessary. So on that note, I can also understand that, the contribution of the negative is to motivate the positive. And of course, by nature, the positive will excite the negative. Um, and that's, I don't know. I don't know. It's the yin yang. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't think that I'm the creator of all things, so I don't really try to call that so hard, so much. Not good or bad. Maybe I like to focus somewhat on right and wrong. Like, right and wrong is subjective, but I don't mind that. I will still call it, in accordance with my ability and right to call it. I'm here along with everyone else. That means I have sort of an equal playing ground in that I get to be operating according to the same general needs. Needs, not necessarily wants. I think wants are a whole lot more different, and there's so much more variety there. But we all kind of need safe shelter. We need oxygen. We need water. We all poop. We all pee. People thinking that pee is supposed to be some kind of revelation to me is, I'm like, well, how long have you been on this planet? Like, every mammal pees. Like, do reptiles pee? Yeah, they expel waste. Yeah, creatures expel waste here. Creatures expel waste here, and the earth finds a way to make fertilizer out of it, to make something useful with it. That's the planet I live on. I love her, and she takes care of us. She provides sunshine for all of us. Well, she doesn't. The sun does, but you know what I'm saying. This whole universe, it's for all of us, even the people that you wish would go away. And the people that I wish would go away are a very specific list. Anybody who falls under the category of being up to no good for the people around them. People who are ungrateful and actively so. People who are actively abusive. These are not my favorite people. It doesn't surprise me so much that if there has been all this time these little thickets of weirdos running around harassing people, if this has been going on for the whole 6 years using YouTube that I was, pardon me, not aware of these things at all, if that had been going on the whole time, then it was about time that I discovered that, because I'm definitely a person who stands in the face of things like that and says, this is bullshit, this is wrong, let that be. Like, don't apologize for your interaction with people like this who want you to apologize for your being. Like, think about it, ladies. I hear a bunch of whining and screaming from, a very small collection of closet cases that thinks they represent every male's opinion. Yet life goes on. People continue to be born because somebody's attracted to some chick, right? So, yeah, these guys that want you to think that their opinion of your hair matters. Like, why do you accept that? I don't necessarily, in my acceptance, I accept that my view of myself is my responsibility. It's not for someone else to tell me whether or not I should appreciate myself. I like to be appreciated. Everybody likes to be appreciated, but your aesthetic qualities are not the only thing that you are. You're not your looks all day. Even if you are a person who's hired for your looks, you're not your looks all day. You don't get up and get in your looks and drive your looks to your looks and, use looks to buy yourself some looks. Like, it's, there's more to life than like one thing, right? Of course, for everybody, there should be more than one thing, like, getting up to friggin' troll and annoy other people. And try to break down people who don't really like care, about the thing that you're going through on the same level that you do, or in the same manner. Anyway. Yeah, your aesthetic qualities are just a part. And I've mentioned this before, being the land of casting, the land of illusion, the land of like, let's bullshit so we can sell something. These things are so easy to manipulate and operate and change, and it's so easy to trick your eyes, that if all your responses are based on things that you see, and you are so driven by that you are paranoid about how other people see you, my recommendation is for you to drop it. Just drop it. Drop it. Let it go. Let it go. Let go of that need to try and please other people. Any of the cliches that stick for you, write them down and put them on a magnet on the refrigerator. Just remind yourself of those things that are so easy to say in a clever cliche, but are easier to forget when you're stuck in your loop, your day-to-day, and you're going through all of uh, uh, your tasks of the day, which are related to whatever you have, whatever your responsibilities and dreams and desires and talents and gifts are. You're going through your stuff and you might, forget these important, simple things. That's why, like, pardon me, fellowship is so important. Getting together with other people, sometimes other people can remind you of something that you knew, but you forgot that you knew. So, yeah, I think that the one thing that I've noticed in the nest, that I discovered, is this propensity for picking on women who put too much stock in how other people feel about them. It's just like your mammal predators. They hunt. They seek the smaller, slower creature because that's the easiest to get. The lazier predators do. And there are those hunters who are more stunning and cunning and keen and mean and able to, really go for the big stuff so that more than just themselves can have some, the not so selfish hunters in the animal kingdom, because I'm not really going to deny that I have a killer instinct, I have my own sense of wanting to, you know, feast on whatever appetizes me, It's really kind of addictive to deal with people who act like you have super fucking powers. They think that you can make people do things that you never made anybody do, and they think that your words and even though they try to denigrate you so much, like you're terrible, you're shit, you're nothing, nobody listens to you, and the next day it's why you all listening to her, why you're all following her, you're all doing this because she told you to. That is hilariously, amusingly stupid, sad, but fascinating. I don't know. There's just so many, so many adjectives I can apply to this experience because it's really unique, And I'm very descriptive. I can be very descriptive about things I see every day, like paintings on my wall. I see this picture every day, but I could give you a detailed description of it. So imagine how I feel about this nest of racist, separatist, misogynist piglets that roam for black women to annoy and attack, and they hide behind this one loudmouth, like, it's so fascinating. It's like, look at what you did there. Look at what you did with your energy and your time. Hey, don't blame me. This mess was going on well before me, but this is what they do. They'll point at a different chick every day. It's this hood rat in the news. It's this hood rat here. It's this, it's that, it's that. And, every now and then they want to say something good about a black female if she's doable, screwable in their twisted imagination. I don't know. I don't think that most of these guys in this nest are really interested in women. I think that's the source of their anger. So, that is kind of really the heart of what I wanted to get at today. I said yesterday that I was going to go into what I think the source of their confusion is and their anger towards women, to where they're telling me things like they want me to die, and they're peeing on pictures, and they're, screaming every day, they're telling they're telling other people too, I want you to die, but they're doing it based on people's association with me. If somebody says something favorable about a video that I have put up, somebody subscribes to me, somebody doesn't put out that they are just as small and, very like elementary in their dealings with women, like they got to put a frog in her lunchbox, they got to pull her ponytails, they got to push her, they can't just treat her like an equal human being because, for some reason they don't understand why they're not really attracted to those creatures, and they haven't figured it out because they maybe, thinking that they have to be butch. Anyway, I'll get into it. We'll really get into it because I think people are afraid to address that in this collection, probably because there's a lot of it going around, so they're like, don't talk about that, you know. Every time I try to bring that up, it seems like, flatline. There are other issues that I've brought up about, these different people where people can like really read that what I've said is true. Like, you see how this person contradicts themselves. You see how this person flip-flops. You see how this person lies, just outright lies. You see how this person has nothing to do but talk about genitals. We got that, we got that, we got that. Now, can you understand that these are the qualities of a closet case? And it's like people don't understand what that means. Some folks, of course, do. But the people that have been closest to me in this little 2-year online experience have understood exactly what the hell I'm talking about. That's why we are great in our communication. We don't have any issues. Even when we disagree, we can disagree right in each other's faces and have a great conversation. But there are those who just, when I've heard people say, like, do you really think he might be gay? Or I'm like, where have you been? Don't you understand that this is classic closet case behavior? Like, this is textbook, this is clinically textbook behavior. This is something that happens based on you. It's like if you put your finger in the fire, eventually it'll start to cook your skin, and then you get a burn. Maybe if you put some aloe on that burn, the damaged skin will peel right off and heal quickly. Maybe if you don't, it will turn colors and take longer to heal. Whatever. Like, there's a result. Men who have nothing to do but scream about how horrible women are all the time do so because they are upset at the fact that they are not attracted to women in the way that they think they should be. There always has to be some sort of alpha, out dog you, put you in your place communication because there's an anger there, put you in your place. Maybe if I shove you over here, you'll turn into the thing I want. Well, maybe if I turn you upside down, I'll turn, you'll be the thing that I want. Maybe if you do your hair like this, maybe if you wear makeup, don't wear makeup. Be natural, don't go natural. Do something about your hair, bitch. Don't do anything, bitch. Oh, you big titties, bitch. Oh, you ain't got no titties, bitch. Your ass is too big, bitch. You're fat, bitch. Oh, you're flat ass, bitch. It just, maybe if I keep changing you, something's wrong. What you say, you talk too much, bitch. Oh, what you say, you full of shit, bitch. These men cannot admit that they have problems with women not being the men that they prefer the company of. And they get together and they do this circle jerky bullshit. You're welcome for me reintroducing a very commonly used term to describe exactly what that is. Damn circle jerk. Fucking welcome. You guys, I hate the way you stay in this nest and like pick up each other's language and you pick up each other's habits and you just don't seem to have any creativity or anything else to do. I could have more respect for people who, truly are principled. Who really believe in what they're saying. But you guys just say things one day and then you completely contradict yourselves the next day. For instance, this guy makes a video, the playing in his pee-pee, and he calls it, dirtiest nigga on YouTube, why I'm the dirtiest nigga. You call yourself that, but if I called you that, and I haven't called you that, and I wouldn't call you that, I wouldn't call any of you that. It's not even in my vocabulary to, address another person in that manner. But you'll insist to me that I carry the hatred for you that you seem to carry for yourself because you just refer to yourself that way. You just refer to yourself that way. And you are the same person who will turn around and call me honky lover. You love white people. And I don't love a white racist. I didn't marry a damn racist. You're a racist. I would marry a white not racist before I would marry a black racist. That's my choice, my decision. And if I'm such a horrible, ugly, neglected, nasty, unwanted bitch, then you should be happy. But for some reason, you're not happy with my decision, and you find that my decision has something to do with my opinion of people who run around threatening to rape people, run around insulting other people's children, and then crying when people insult their children. Just contradictory, blind idiots, who are purposefully acting stupid so that they can just have some interaction with somebody. Because I can't believe that, at this age, you guys don't already know how repulsive you are and how your company isn't really like fun for people. You got to feel that. Even if people humor you, you got to feel that you're that guy that makes people go, oh God, let's get out of here. So yeah, I'm thinking that maybe my purpose here is to just address things for what they are, not to take any of the insults personally or to take the attacks personally, because all those are attempts to censor somebody who is speaking the truth. Like, I don't have to make things up about these guys. I'll say this because that simple fact just seems to irritate them. I don't have to make things up about them when I insult them. Even my memes are steeped in incredible truth. If I put brown stuff on Kevin's face with a caption that says, I like to eat Buddha whole, it's because it was his quote. That was his quote. That's what he said. If they say that I did that to someone, it doesn't matter because I don't do that. I haven't done that. There's no pictures of that. There's no revelations or declarations of me saying that. And there's nobody who can report that I ever did that to them. So there's no problem with them saying that about me, but they have a problem with me saying that about them because it's freaking true. Same thing with Turtleface. If you're mad that I put a picture up with blood on your face, on your mouth, and your teeth that says, I did the Mike Tyson, and that's a direct quote from you, and then you went into the description, even though none of the nasty people who were up on the phone with you, up on your stream or whatever, talking about their sex lives with you, none of them knew what you meant by that description. You could have just let it slide. So eager was Turtleface to tell people that he does that, to tell some strangers, to just confess that. He had to have a confessional in the middle of the internet about him doing that and leave it up there. And it's Googleable. I don't know, maybe he forgot about it because that was the one, I don't know. Anyway, if you're going to get mad about people pointing it out, why would you go saying that? I'm using the truth to address these guys, and they have to make up things about me in order to address me. And they don't want me to feel like, you make me feel like I have super fucking powers. You seriously do, and that's stupid. Like, I've said this before, I repeat it. I understand why Turtleface would pick you because you are easy. You're easy targets. You're gullible, and you're easy to move and easy to sway. You will come and listen to me say whatever it is that I have to say, and the only reason why I'll pay attention to you is because you had to come and get me to do it. You had to come and shake your diseased dingleberries all up in the camera and send it to me to get me to go, okay, you rang, the doctor is in, you need a psychiatrist, okay, so what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to do, Charlie Brown? You're really depressed, you really want to talk about it? Like, what's going on? Your dog is having a more fascinating life with you than you, out in the backyard. You can't understand what people are saying. It all sounds like womp, 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 womp. You can't hear adults because you haven't grown up. What's up? Ah, boy. So, yeah, I want to, really just make sure that people understand what they're dealing with when they're dealing with these closet cases. These are very angry people that wish that they could manipulate the world with a magic wand, and turn us all into silent servants that offer up a hole, whenever they feel like it. I don't know where you get off thinking that your life, with those faces and those attitudes and those lack of graces, that you're supposed to just be that rude and all of a sudden get a harem of people, or a big old group of homeboys. You're supposed to get all of this support for that ridiculous behavior. I have more respect for straight up assholes who are confident and don't need anybody else's approval. They don't need a group. They don't need anybody to stand up for them. They don't go grabbing other assholes to go, look, asshole, look at what I did, hee, look at what we're doing. Oh yeah, we're both assholes, hee. Ooh, let's go get him, and blah blah blah. Because they all turn on each other. There's no loyalty there. These trolls ain't loyal. Yeah, it's indicative of the pain. They are in freaking pain, and they're in pain because they can't have what they want, and what they want is, something freaky. They want chicks with dicks, or like the guy who likes to play in his waist, the guys who like to play in their waist, the 3 guys that like to play in waist. 3 of you guys, 4 of you guys like to play in waist. 1 of you guys likes to simulate playing in waist. inhuman bodily waste, playing in it, you guys. You know, that's not the norm. If your activity, if you're, yelling and screaming, like a couple of people have pointed out, if Turtleface would get up on his platform and scream in these cities that he's visiting, that he's supposedly pwning, he's not standing up on his soapbox and standing in the middle of the street downtown screaming about how black women ain't shit and all this and that and that. When he does that, what happened in downtown Los Angeles? When he starts screaming, black whores running across the street with his camera, you know? Please. He won't stand there and take his licks. He hides behind the camera and says the stupid shit, okay? And you guys hide behind the camera and you say the stupid shit. Okay, so yeah, you guys aren't going to be standing in the grocery store and telling women that their kids are sluts, or, telling women that their kids are ugly, or, telling women that they need to, they're bald ugly bitches, or they need to, they're too fat, too short, too thin, too whatever. You're not going to do that. You don't do that. I would have more respect for you if you could do that. I have more respect for the crazy, loony person standing on the corner yelling than I have for you, who is afraid to go and join that person. Join him with your megaphone. Stand there and scream, black bitches, you black bitches, blah, blah, blah. See what that gets you. If you guys are so popular, right? If your views are so popular. Your views! So, yeah, closet caseism. It's for real. It's alive, you guys. Like, stop acting like that's not a thing. The planet Earth is vast. Human experience is, deep and wide, because we've got this language to confuse all of our funny special behavior and cycles. I mean, these thumbs are amazing. Like I said, picture on the wall. That wouldn't happen without the thumbs. I mean, there are elephants who can paint elephants, but, not this dang detail, So, yeah, I'm sorry, I just had like a thought of an elephant who could paint a really nice painting, like with a metal dome on its head and like some 50s sci-fi film. We're trying to go there. We're trying to do all those things. We try to manipulate our environment so much. Hubby and I were having a conversation about that yesterday. He was sharing some thoughts about, environment manipulation and where we're going with it and how far we are able to take it, and, the benefits and the detractions, Just wish we would elevate our thinking a little bit more. That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to reach, and help some people elevate their thinking, because there's a lot of dumbasses out there, and a lot of blind dumbasses, blind, dumb, deaf dumbasses, voluntarily so. Not people who are born with any said developmental disability that says that, they really, really didn't get a fair hand, they need help, and even then, that's no excuse for having a completely deteriorated character, unless, you're really, really in a oppressive situation. Some kid who's locked in a basement all their lives is not going to have any other reference to tell them that they're able to defend themselves, that there is help for them, that they can, that there are members of their human community that will not stand by and allow that to happen to them. But if they don't realize that there's an outlet, if they don't know that they have a voice, if all they've known is, this terrible situation, this abusive, locked up situation, then they don't understand how to use that power through experience. I still believe that there are some people, there are many people, who are able to overcome such adversity, or similar situations. Like, all these guys who have a problem with me have, fucked up maternal situations, and they want to blame the world for their fucked up maternal situations. All the guys that I have a problem with, that I would disagree vehemently with, they have these fucked up maternal situations. And I can see that, excuse me, I have to burp water. I can see that. That was bassier than your voice, low aptitude. I can see that there are those who are trying to come out of it and use their own power to come out of it, and then there are those who just are stuck in the loop of the, woe is me, this shouldn't have happened to me, blame game thing. It's like, what if I were to do that with you guys? What if I were to just be stuck in blame gameville, saying that, oh, you black men on YouTube, you small nest of racist, sexist, misogynist piglets, you small nest, you guys have all been mean to me. So I need to take, my disdain for your behavior and spread that to the rest of the black male universe. that'd be me doing what you guys do, blaming every black female you see for the fact that you're poor communicators, that you're sexual deviants, that the company that you choose is reflective of your low standards. Um, why, yeah, why can't you just grab your balls and admit your shit? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and check. This is probably a troll message. Let's see what this is. Oh, no, this is not a troll message. That has been added to a circle. Okay, so someone adds me to their circle, right? Does that mean that I made them do it? That I dangled out a piece of candy in front of them and said, come join my circle? I brought up before earlier, there are some chicks that have hooked up with dudes or accepted their gifts or whatever, and that has given hope to some of these trashy ass dudes. There's a lot of thirsty chicks out there, just like there are these thirsty dudes who will stalk your page. Shout out to Talented Blake. Shout out to Real Love for posting that link. It's hilarious. That's the anthem of the year. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you for just articulating it in that manner. Like, he's going to stalk your page no matter what, because he likes what you do, because he just likes you, because he's thirsty. So yeah, these guys will find any excuse, because the last thing they want to do is look in the mirror and discover what that pain is really about. And I also think, because like I said yesterday, they speak their mantra, they speak their pain in these like Jemima's concentration on anal stuff all the time. I'm gonna go ahead and just go out on a limb here and say that somebody forced something in his butt, when he felt powerless about it, and maybe he enjoyed it, maybe he didn't, or I don't think he enjoyed having something forced in his butt. I'm just saying, like, how predators will seek, the smaller, the slower. A predator who is gay will seek out, a child that shows gay tendencies sometimes, because it's easier to get something that agrees to in any small form, just even in spirit, like someone who is in the same sexual category is easier to persuade, but every child who is abused in that manner is not necessarily of the orientation of their abuser or of the abusive situation. Women who abuse other boys, those women aren't necessarily abusing heterosexual boys. It might be abusing gay boys. Men who abuse girls might be abusing gay girls. There are, maybe I'll post some links and stuff, some stories of some places where the practice is to get your daughter raped, to rape that lesbian out of her. And of course, that doesn't work. Like sexuality and abusive sexual behavior, these are like two different conversations, of course. Like an abuser is an abuser is an abuser. An abuser will be abusive, period. It doesn't really matter what the age of the person is, what the sex of the person is, what the race of the person is, color, whatever. Like, as long as the abusive person targets that person for abuse, they're going to find whatever reason to be abusive towards that person. You can look at these guys, the guys that have a problem with me, they have such a problem with me, right? But they seem to have such a problem with everybody else, too, because they're going to other people's pages and they're saying, these, like, just off-the-wall, predatory remarks, trying to get a reaction or trying to, soothe that. I don't know. They're just, like I said, trying to shift the focus from themselves to their target of abuse, so that they can just have that play, so that they don't have to really, really sit silently discovering just how closeted they are. Like, even with all their yelling and screaming about people's genitals, when you tell them that they do it, they act like this doesn't indicate anything about themselves. Like, but everything that you say is supposed to go according to what they define. Like, come on, you guys. You guys are some bad trolls, because you really should just like go undercover and not show your face when you do this. There's people who do this all over the internet, but you want the attention. You need the attention. See, you show your hand when you do that. That's why I say that you're bad trolls. You need the attention. You can tell me I need attention all day. Attention I get plenty in real life, all the time, all day, every day. Mm. Today, I went up to my favorite smoothie shop, man. And I'm waiting in line, and a girl comes in. She's a brown-haired girl, long, straight. She's got brown eyes, I guess. She was about my height, about, oh, at least 10 years younger than me. I'm going to say maybe 15 years younger than me. Skinnier. She had on a little black tube top and the cutest skirt that has like a black band and rainbow colors stripes down it, and I loved the skirt. And when I see somebody wearing something I love, fashion lover that I am, I just love, creative arts with the hands, fashion, makeup, people shoot cobblers, people who make jewelry, all that. Um, I made my order and I turned around and I said, I love your skirt, it's so happy. And she said, I love your face, you're so beautiful. I have said this before and I'll say it again. Every time you guys try to take me out of my peace, some Kismet universe experience reminds me of exactly who I am and what type of energy I promote and truly receive. Like you guys have the space that I allow you, which is a very small space. You think in all of your infancy that your tantruming is, creating a bigger impact than it is. It's annoying, and a tantruming kid in the grocery store, like, that's annoying. You're like, ooh, that's terrible. But the lady who got to take that kid home got to deal with that. I don't have to deal with that. The ladies that you force your acorns in their booties, they got to deal with you. I don't have to deal with you. Like, I don't have to stay within your atmosphere if I don't want to. Part of what, as I referred to yesterday, part of my mission here is just empowering other people who deal with you. It's you keep doing what you do. Like, keep doing what you do and keep being you and keep being the Pied Pipers of each other. Keep being frauds of a feather flocking together. Keep doing all of your whining. I'm not going to try to censor you. I would like you to reveal exactly who you are, and you guys go ahead and get together, and then people can see you. It's better to make an example of you, easier to make an example of you when you reveal yourself like that. It's tougher when the trail is erased. But I understand people, attack you because you attack them. People will attack your content because your content is disgusting to them. For me, it is all a part of your expression, and there's nothing that I am supposed to do to um, alter that. I'm monitoring the effects. I'm not really trying to alter your expression. You are that thing. You are that species within a species. You go ahead and be that thing. I need to observe you in your natural habitat as you are. Go ahead, play in your waist. Like, do that. Play in your waist, post it, repost it. Compulsively repost playing in your waist. Go ahead. Like, take it as far as you'll go. Because other people need to be aware of that. You guys have sworn up and down that you're this, that, and whatever. And then the truth is revealed. When you let your actions speak louder than your words. So, other thing I want to talk about, actions speaking louder than words. Yeah, these idiots are trying to collectively slander me just like their Lord Turtleface, and they get so mad when I say this. See, the truth burns their buns. Just like their Lord Turtleface, slandering a woman into silence is the thing that they're going to try. So, they've gotten together to try and make up this Monty Fellatio offer story. And I'm waiting for some actions to speak louder than all of these, like, lying-ass words. These guys have been saying that they saw some mail from Minty or mail that I sent. I saw messages where you said that you don't love your husband. And I saw this, and I saw you said you tried to suck Monty's dick. You tried to suck Monty's dick. And all. So they're getting together on this lie, and that is something else. Go ahead. I'm like, go ahead, do it. I need to see this. I need this, collective action, to go ahead and happen so that we have this example for posterity. Because one thing that is evidenced here within these 2 years, of the 8 years using YouTube that I've seen with these people, is that everybody's short-sighted. It doesn't matter what, lie you tell about me today. People are going to forget it in 2 weeks unless it continues to come up. Turtleface would tell these lies and continue to bring them up week after week and continue to compound upon them. So I would continue to, counteract his slander with my own clarification of the actuality of the events, With these guys, I don't know, it's a little different because they've already been outed as liars. So and Turtleface has been outed as a liar too, but his thing started before I came on the scene. These guys, I've seen their thing from the inception, so it's a little bit easier to go, nah, here we go. This is how it went, and here is the evidence of how it went. But by the time I came across Turtleface, he had already done the slander machine, the slander routine, on 5 other YouTubers at least. Oh my God, like several. Let me count. Okay, there was Maya Gamadi, there was Sansare, there's Delu and Testizzle, Ambi and Real Love, Colonel, and Backlash. He didn't really say anything about Backlash. I guess he was kind of scared of him. But no, he did. He was saying, oh, they're the same person and this and that. So he was talking some shit about them that wasn't true, and he didn't clear it up. So, yeah, that's 8 people so far. He was 8 other YouTubers deep in slander and threats and bullying and attempts at false censorship already, when I came across him. So I had to catch up to all that material. This brings me to another point. Along that time came some people that I'd never heard of, Happy Cabby, Brett Keane, Agent of Doubt, Voctor 313 or 616 or, whatever numbers he uses, Facepalm Channel, okay? These 5 guys. Maybe there's one more dude who said he just started watching Turtleface's videos because he was like, you're my new favorite YouTuber because you post videos every day, which is evidence of the fact that some people just watch this shit just to be watching. Okay, well, anyway, we'll just go with 5. There are these 5 guys that came out of nowhere through Delu, that Delu knew through his atheist YouTube community interactions that Religious Snitch is also a part of, I guess. So, like, I guess this is a pretty big group, debating group, people who speak on atheism in particular on YouTube. But I haven't really delved into that group. I just know that that group was being trolled also because I discovered after, following some of the troll accounts that were coming to me, exactly what other communities they were infiltrating. Anyway, these 5 dudes showed up and started to ridicule Turtleface for exactly what he was, instead of, like the small nest, like the conundrum, instead of just believing what he said because he's the same color as them or pretending to, because you guys can't be this stupid. I mean, can you? Can you really be this stupid to not know that Turtleface is a total fraud and a closet case? I'm stuck on the fence there. I don't know if you're as stupid as you act. I think you're just lonely and you act stupid in order to get company. Anyway, these guys showed up, these 5 guys, and they had their opinions, and for me to go to them, just like any of the other people, and say, thank you for expressing your opinion, or to connect with them, or talk about them, or talk with them about any of this, that was me being this crazy race traitor bitch, because these people, and I sent them. I went and got them, because like, this was the accusation. And then after that, then all of a sudden, he had such a fierce reaction to that it became slutty child, slut in training, bitch with the slutty kid, and all that. So these accusations are now, it's happening again, only now like the group of them has increased, right? It's now this other little group that is just straight up lying, saying things that they made up, in order to try and, discredit a person who is threatening to them. I was threatening to Turtleface because I was telling people the truth about who he is. I'm guessing that it's the same thing with Sirloin and Captain Anal Rape, Yellow Springs, and low aptitude, and you know, might. I could call him Mike. His name is Mike, like a little freaking parasite. Um, yeah, who else? All the rest of the idiots, Hollowhead. All the rest of the idiots. Aquini, um, the brother of no sense. Yeah, these guys. It's obvious that they have this thing in common, and it's obvious that they kind of have to cling to each other for validity, because the real world doesn't want to hear all of their black woman hating bullshit. The real world does not want to fucking hear it. So they have to come here to do it, and they have to really like protect each other, and to try and put forth each other's ridiculousness as good. They really have to stick together to do that. Without each other, it doesn't happen. I'm thinking about this sandwich that's in the fridge at 10:30. It's a little late. I'm gonna be up late though. I gotta do some laundry and stuff. Okay, so I'm not gonna sit here and eat my sandwich on camera. I think I'm just going to end this one right now. Didn't invite anyone to this one because I don't need the I don't need the interaction to be like a get together and whoop somebody kind of thing. Like I don't I'm not trying to make it look like my communication, my live communication with several people is that. I know that the accusation is only based on, the fear of these weirdos and these idiots, but I also know that there are people who are just slow, who believe everything they hear when they want to believe it. And I'm just trying to make sure, that the evidence is in place, like when Sirloin says, "Oh, you full of shit," and I say, "No, the one who likes to eat booty hole is full of shit." That would be you. Okay, we're keeping the evidence in line and in check here. I don't need anybody to think that I need permission or backup to say what I want to say about a bunch of idiots who are chasing me, waving their diseased acorns in my face, trying to get me to shut up when that's just never going to happen. All I'm here to do is to, one, empower people that you have to deal with, and to two, hold up a mirror for you. Okay? Alrighty. So, yeah, that's about it. Peace out.